I found 10 stunning 5-star hotels around the world that you can book for under $200 a night, even in peak season. If you're someone like me, I love a little bit of luxury when I travel, but only if I can get a really good deal on it. So I went digging, and I found 10 5-star hotels and popular destinations around the world that stay under that $200 a night mark year-round. And that price to me is a no-brainer for a 5-star stay. For each one, I'll show you what the hotel actually looks like, where it's located, what you can do nearby, and what you can expect to pay each night from the low end to the high end. We'll start at number 10 and work our way to my number 1 discovery, a jaw-dropping skyscraper hotel in one of the most expensive cities in the world. But first, let's begin our 5-star journey in the beautiful country of Indonesia. Starting us off at number 10 is the Hyatt Regency Yogyakarta. Yogyakarta sits on the island of Java and is the cultural heart of Indonesia. This city is known for its ancient temples, traditional arts, beautiful nature, and some really incredible food. One of the main reasons people travel here is to visit Borobudur, the largest Buddhist temple in the world and a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Not far from there, you also have Prambanan, a huge complex of towering Hindu temples that date back to the 9th century. And back in the city itself, you'll find streets where locals and travelers come out at night for street food, shopping, and a great atmosphere. Now, the Hyatt Regency Yogyakarta doesn't feel like a typical city hotel at all. This property sits on a huge stretch of tropical gardens surrounded by palm trees and rice gardens, with views of Mount Merapi, one of Indonesia's most active volcanoes rising in the distance. The resort itself is beautiful. There's a massive lagoon-style pool that winds through the property, walking paths through the gardens, and even a 9-hole golf course right on site. It's the kind of place where you could easily spend an entire day just relaxing around the property. And the crazy part is the price. Rooms here range from $55 on the low end to $80 on the high end, so expect to pay somewhere around the middle most of the time. That's a crazy price for this level of a hotel. But that is just the start of this list. Next, we're headed to the Middle East. Coming in at number 9 is the Signia by Hilton Amman. Amman is the capital city of Jordan and one of the oldest continuously inhabited cities in the world. You'll find ancient ruins scattered throughout the city, including the Amman Citadel, which overlooks the entire skyline, and the Roman Theater, a massive stone amphitheater built nearly 2,000 years ago. But for most travelers, Amman is really the starting point for exploring the rest of Jordan. From here, you can visit Petra, the legendary ancient city carved into red sandstone cliffs and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Not far away is the Dead Sea, the lowest point on Earth where you can literally float in the water because it's so salty. And further south is Wadi Rum, a dramatic cinematic desert landscape of towering rock formations and endless sand valleys. Now right in the center of the city sits the Signia by Hilton Amman, a modern 5-star hotel that feels like a luxury retreat in the middle of the capital. Inside, the hotel has a really sleek and contemporary design with large marble interiors, spacious guest rooms, and floor-to-ceiling windows overlooking the city. There's a beautiful outdoor pool area surrounded by lounge seating, a full-service spa, multiple restaurants, and a rooftop terrace where you can relax after a long day exploring the country. Rooms here typically range from $140 on the low end to $160 on the high end, so expect once again somewhere in the middle most of the time. And that's very impressive for such a hotel in the capital city of Jordan. But we're just getting warmed up. Next, we're headed to South America to one of the most beautiful cities on the continent. Coming in at number 8 is the Aviad Art Hotel in Buenos Aires, Argentina. Buenos Aires is often called the Paris of South America, and once you walk around the city, it's easy to see why. The streets are lined with European-style architecture, historic cafes, and wide boulevards filled with restaurants, shops, and art galleries. One of the most famous neighborhoods to explore is Recoleta, where you'll find elegant buildings, beautiful parks, and the famous Recoleta Cemetery, which is known for its elaborate marble mausoleums and historic tombs. You can also visit La Boca, a colorful waterfront neighborhood known for its bright buildings, street performers, and tango music playing in the streets. And speaking of tango, Buenos Aires is the birthplace of the dance, so seeing a tango show while you're here is almost a must. Now, right in the heart of the city sits the Aviar Art Hotel, a sleek and modern 5-star property that feels very upscale the moment you walk in. The interiors are stylish and contemporary with large guest rooms, marble bathrooms, and floor-to-ceiling windows that overlook the city's skyline. One of the highlights of the hotel is the indoor rooftop pool and spa area, which has great views over Buenos Aires and gives you a relaxing place to unwind after exploring the city. Rooms here typically range from $130 on the low end to $220 on the high end holidays, so expect to pay somewhere around the middle, which I know is over the $200 a night mark, but I had to include it in here because it's such an amazing 5-star hotel in one of the most iconic cities in South America. By the way, if you love discovering incredible hotels and travel deals just like these, join my free newsletter. The link is down in the description. Next, we're headed to North Africa. Coming in at number 7 is the Sofitel Casablanca Tour Blanche in Morocco. Casablanca is Morocco's largest city and sits right along the Atlantic Ocean. It's a fascinating place where traditional Moroccan culture blends with French colonial influence and modern city life. One of the most famous landmarks here is the Hassan Mosque, which is one of the largest mosques in the world. It sits dramatically right on the edge of the ocean, and its towering minaret actually makes it the tallest mosque in the world. Walking through Casablanca, you'll also notice a lot of Art Deco architecture, historic markets, and seaside cafes along the waterfront. And from here, it's also easy to continue exploring other beautiful parts of Morocco like Marrakesh, the Atlas Mountains, or the Sahara Desert. Now, right in the center of the city sits the Sofitel Casablanca Tour Blanche, a modern 5-star hotel that combines French luxury with Moroccan design. The hotel has beautiful contemporary interiors, spacious guest rooms, and large windows with views over the city and the Atlantic coastline. There's also a luxury spa, multiple restaurants, and an indoor pool where you can relax after exploring the city. Rooms here typically range from $125 on the low end to $180 on the high end, which is very impressive for such a charming city such as Casablanca. Next, we're headed to a place that has fascinated travelers for thousands of years. Coming in at number 6 is the Hilton Cairo Grand Nile in Cairo, Egypt. Egypt has long been one of the most captivating destinations in the world. It's a place filled with ancient history, legendary landmarks, and stunning landscapes. And of course, the biggest draw in Cairo is the Pyramids of Giza, one of the last remaining wonders of the ancient world. But Egypt offers so much more than just the pyramids. You can cruise along the Nile River, explore the massive temple complexes of Luxor and Karnak, and visit the Valley of the Kings, where ancient pharaohs were buried thousands of years ago. And the gateway to most of these adventures is Cairo, a huge and energetic city where ancient history sits right alongside modern life. Right along the banks of the Nile sits the Hilton Cairo Grand Nile, a towering 5-star hotel that gives you incredible views over the river and the city skyline. The hotel itself feels grand the moment you walk in. There's a huge lobby with marble interiors, multiple restaurants, and large guest rooms that feature private balconies overlooking the Nile. One of the standout features of the hotel is the outdoor pool deck, where you can relax with views of the river while the city moves around you. There's also a full-service spa, several international restaurants, and even a rotating restaurant at the top of the tower that slowly spins while you dine, giving you panoramic views across Cairo. It's the kind of place where after a long day exploring pyramids, museums, and ancient ruins, you can come back and relax in a really comfortable luxury hotel right on the river. Rooms here typically range from $105 on the low end to $206 on the absolute high end, so expect to pay somewhere in the middle most of the time, which is very incredible for a 5-star hotel overlooking the Nile River. For now, we're leaving North Africa and head to Europe for our next hotel on the list. Coming in at number 5 is the Grand Hyatt Athens in Greece. Athens is one of the most historic cities in the world and the birthplace of Western civilization. Walking through the city feels like stepping through thousands of years of history. Towering above it all is the Acropolis, where you'll find the famous Parthenon, one of the most recognizable ancient monuments on Earth. Beyond the history, Athens is also an incredibly vibrant city filled with rooftop restaurants, lively neighborhoods, cute cafes, and amazing Greek food. Now just a short distance from the historic center sits the Grand Hyatt Athens, a modern 5-star hotel that offers some of the best views in the city. One of the biggest highlights here is the rooftop infinity pool, which gives you a direct view of the Acropolis while you swim. Inside, the hotel has sleek contemporary rooms, large marble bathrooms, a luxury spa, and multiple restaurants serving both Greek and international cuisine. It's the perfect place to come back to after a day exploring ancient ruins and wandering the historic streets of Athens. Rooms here range from $80 on the low end to about $210 on the absolute high end, so expect to pay somewhere in the middle most of the time. And this is pretty incredible for a 5-star hotel in one of Europe's most famous cities. But the next hotel takes us all the way back to Southeast Asia, and this one might have the best skyline we've seen so far. If you're enjoying this video and found it helpful, please click the subscribe button down below so you can stay up to date for future videos just like this one. Coming in at number 4 is the EQ Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia. Kuala Lumpur is one of Southeast Asia's most exciting cities. It's modern, energetic, and known for its incredible skyline dominated by the famous Petronas Twin Towers, which were once the tallest buildings in the world. The city is also famous for its food scene, especially the street food. The night markets are incredible here, serving some of the most mouth-watering foods late into the night. Just outside the city, you'll also find the Batu Caves, a massive limestone cave complex with a giant golden statue and a colorful staircase leading up into the caves. It's one of the most iconic sites in Malaysia. Right in the heart of downtown Kuala Lumpur sits the EQ Kuala Lumpur, a sleek and ultra-modern 5-star hotel that feels incredibly luxurious the moment you walk in. One of the biggest highlights here is the rooftop infinity pool, which overlooks the entire Kuala Lumpur skyline. From up there, you can see the Petronas Towers, the KL Tower, and the rest of the city stretching out around you. The hotel itself has beautifully designed rooms with floor-to-ceiling windows, luxury marble bathrooms, and incredible city views. There's also a high-end spa, several restaurants, and one of the most famous rooftop bars in the city where people can just come and enjoy the view. At night, the skyline lights up, and the views from the rooftop becomes even more impressive. It's the kind of hotel where you feel like you're right at the center of one of Asia's most dynamic cities. Because you are. Rooms here range from $160 on the low end to about $205 on the absolute high end, so expect to pay somewhere around the middle most of the time. And this is a crazy deal for a 5-star hotel in the middle of Kuala Lumpur's skyline. And next, we're headed to another incredible destination in Southeast Asia. Coming in at number 3 is the Conrad Manila in the Philippines. Manila is the capital of the Philippines and one of the largest cities in Southeast Asia. It's a huge, energetic city that blends modern skyscrapers with centuries of history. One of the most famous places here is the Intramuros, the historic walled city built during the Spanish colonial period. Manila is also the gateway to many beautiful islands in the Philippines, with crystal clear water, white sand beaches, and some of the best island scenery anywhere in the world. But Manila is also known for its incredible sunsets over Manila Bay, which many people say are some of the most beautiful sunsets in the world. Right alongside the waterfront overlooking this bay sits the Conrad Manila, a stunning, modern 5-star hotel that feels incredibly sleek and upscale. One of the best parts about this location is that the hotel is directly connected to the SM Mall of Asia, which is one of the largest shopping malls in the world. The hotel itself has a really unique design inspired by the shape of a cruise ship, which makes it stand out along the waterfront skyline. Inside, the rooms are spacious and modern with floor-to-ceiling windows, luxury marble bathrooms, and incredible views over Manila Bay. One of the highlights here is the outdoor infinity pool, where you can swim while looking out across the water and the city skyline. There's also a luxury spa, several restaurants, and a beautiful terrace where guests gather in the evening to watch the famous Manila Bay sunsets. Rooms here range from $150 on the low end to $220 on the high end, so expect to pay somewhere in the middle most of the time. And this is an insane deal for a 5-star Conrad hotel right on Manila's waterfront. The next 5-star hotel might be the most architecturally unique hotel on this list. Coming in at number 2 is the JW Marriott Hotel Hanoi in Vietnam. Hanoi is the capital of Vietnam and a city full of history, culture, and incredible food. One of the best places to experience the energy of the city is the Old Quarter, where narrow streets are packed with street food stalls, coffee shops, and small markets selling everything from handmade crafts to traditional Vietnamese dishes. Hanoi is also a great starting point for exploring some of Vietnam's most famous landscapes. Not far from the city is Ha Long Bay, a UNESCO World Heritage Site where thousands of dramatic limestone islands rise out of emerald green water. But even within and around the city itself, there's a lot to explore. Ancient temples, scenic lakes, and vibrant night markets that come alive in the evenings. Now, the JW Marriott Hotel Hanoi is unlike any other hotel you'll see. The building itself has a really striking modern design that curves dramatically over a lake, almost like a giant futuristic wave. It's become one of the most recognizable buildings in the city. Inside, the hotel feels incredibly grand with huge open spaces, marble interiors, and beautifully designed guest rooms with floor-to-ceiling windows. There are multiple restaurants serving everything from Vietnamese cuisine to international fine dining, a full luxury spa, and a large indoor swimming pool. The property is known for its exceptional service and has even hosted world leaders and international events. It's widely considered one of the most impressive luxury hotels in Vietnam. Rooms here typically range from $160 on the low end to $230 on the absolute high end, so expect to pay somewhere in the middle most of the time, which is very incredible for such a hotel at this scale and this location. And finally, we've reached the moment that you've been waiting for. This final 5-star hotel is located in one of the most beautiful and expensive cities in the world. This city is one of the largest financial centers in the world, but it's not New York and it's not London. It has one of the most impressive skylines anywhere on Earth, but it's not Dubai and it's not Hong Kong. It's famous for having some incredible food scenes, but it's not Japan and it's not Italy. This 5-star hotel that I'm about to reveal sits inside one of the tallest skyscrapers in the entire city. Drum roll, please. Coming in at number 1 is the Grand Hyatt Shanghai in China. Shanghai is one of the most exciting cities in the world to visit. It's a place where historic waterfront buildings sits directly across the river from some of the most futuristic skyscrapers anywhere on Earth. One of the best places to experience this contrast is along the Bund, a famous waterfront promenade where historic colonial-era buildings face directly across the river toward the towering skyscrapers of Pudong. The city is also famous for its incredible food scene, from tiny street stalls serving incredible food to high-end restaurants overlooking the skyline. It's a paradise for food lovers. And the energy of the city is unlike almost anywhere else. Futuristic architecture, high-speed trains, massive shopping districts, and a pace of life that makes this city feel like living in the future. Right inside the skyline sits the Grand Hyatt Shanghai, located in the Jingmao Tower, one of the most famous skyscrapers in the city. The hotel occupies the upper floors of the building, making it one of the highest hotels in the world. That means when you walk into your room, you're not just getting a city view. You're looking down over the entire Shanghai skyline with the river winding through the city far below. Inside, the hotel feels incredibly luxurious with large guest rooms, marble bathrooms, multiple restaurants, and a full spa. One of the most impressive features is the sky-high indoor swimming pool, where you can swim while looking out across the skyline from dozens of floors above the ground. And when the city lights come on at night, the views from this hotel become absolutely incredible. And somehow, the price still fits this list. Rooms here range from $155 on the low end to about $200 on the high end, which is pretty unbelievable for a 5-star luxury hotel inside one of the most iconic skyscrapers in one of the most expensive cities in the world. Which one of these 5-star hotels do you want to visit? Let me know down below in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to the channel for future videos just like this one. I wish you a great day.